So, let's just start in a comfortable seated position and get settled into the body, that old thing which we've probably forgotten about all day long. So, settle in particularly into the pelvic bowl, so you can bring your attention out of the head all the way down the spine and into the pelvis. Just for a bit of grounding, so that you feel that you could just bring the energy down towards the ground and almost grow your little tree roots out of the tailbone into the ground. And then just let the crown of the head just lift up a little bit so that the back of the neck is nice and straight and the chin is slightly tucked. And the face muscles all relax. And just starting to lengthen the breath a little bit. Feeling that you could really fill up the cavity of the belly and the chest. And fully empty the breath out. So you're just starting to connect to your Ujjayi breath a little bit. And as you're settling a little more now and coming inwards a bit, just start to feel how it is to be in your body, what's going on, all the emotions and the mental chatter. There's so much going on in the world at the moment. How is that all impacting on you? What are the stories that are coming up for you? What are the feelings that are coming up for you? Just be with that and be so loving and acknowledging of all of that that's coming up. It's all valid. And then we'll just sort of think of a sangkalpa, the reason why we're practicing yoga today. Why are we practicing yoga at this point? What do we want to get from our practice? How can it serve us, given all that's going on in the body and the mind? And you can form that into an intentional statement, such as I welcome peace, or I take action, I make a difference, my voice will be heard. I don't know, whatever is coming up for you, these are things that are coming up for me. And then we'll just press the palms together at the heart and kind of just nuzzle them in to the chest so that you're making contact with the heart space. And then we'll blink the eyes open and turn the hands downwards in a downward facing triangle. And we've got our yoni mudra, which is going to send down towards the earth. And as you inhale, lift up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, a nice wide circle combing your aura all the way down and bringing the palms back together at the heart. Exhale to send the mudra down. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to sweep down, opening up the armpits and the chest. Inhale to press the palms together at the heart. And just carry on with that movement in time with your breath. Exhaling down. Inhale to press the palms together. Exhaling to sweep down, this gesture of the womb, yoni mudra. So it's that creative principle, that void, that darkness, like the beginning of all time. How we are connected to the earth through our bodies, to the heart, the womb, the earth, to the skies, to the spiritual aspects of our lives, and to everything around. So one more time, pressing the palms together. And then just settling with the palms at the heart once you're finished. And then we'll unfold the legs and send them out in front of you, and we'll do a few ankle rotations. And go in both directions. And then draw the feet up and in, and we'll just drop the knees from side to side, gently loosening up. So just keep in mind the attitude of treating your body as you know you're feeling. So we checked in with how we're feeling, and we're going to pay respect to our bodies with the movements that we're doing. So rather than pushing and challenging, we're just doing what feels that it is absolutely beautiful and enjoyable and bringing joy into the body. So we are going to settle with the feet to the right hand side. Tuck the right foot in by the bum and have the top of the foot on the floor and the left foot on the knee, so that you're nice and square. And then we're just going to interlace the hands behind the head, open up the elbows, take a deep breath looking up, and exhale to draw the elbows towards each other and the head down towards the chest. So inhale to open, exhale to curl in. And then just a few times like this. So again, just creating space in the lungs as you open. And you could use the pelvic floor and the core muscles to draw you in as you fold in. Just one more time up. And then we'll unravel the hands and take the left hand to the floor and the right hand to the hip. And the hand is slightly behind you. We're just going to press away into the right knee, so that as you do, you turn over the left shoulder on your exhalation. So you inhale to come to the front and you exhale to turn to the back. So inhaling, you'll sit back down, and exhaling, your right hip will lift up and propel you over the shoulder. So slightly clenching the right buttock to propel you, so that it's got a really gently strengthening effect on the sacroiliac joint. we'll just do one more. And then we'll finish off looking towards the back of the room. Place the hands down on the floor. And just lengthen the spine so that you're twisting and you get that nice stretch through the tummy. And you could come down onto the elbows if you want to. So just softening into the breath with that gentle attitude towards yourself. And then lift the head and we'll reach the right arm forwards and sweep into nice big circles to open up that side of the chest and the armpit. One more circle there. And we'll just prop back up. Swing the legs round to the front and over to the other side. So again, just tuck that left foot in. Come onto the top of the foot and the right foot is tucked into the knee. And then we're going to interlace the hands the other way around. Take the hands behind the head. And then inhale to open up the elbows, look towards the sky, and then exhale to curl in. So really unraveling the back. Opening up the elbows. And then one more time. And we'll finish with the elbows nice and open and then take the right hand down to the floor. The left hand to the hip. And then pressing away into the left knee to turn you over the right shoulder. So inhale to come to the front and exhale to turn around. These are mermaid twists. So you can visualize yourself as a beautiful mermaid just doing her workout routine on a rock in the middle of the sea. Under the full moon. Ah, bliss. And we're just going to go one more time and then pause when you get to the back of the room and just take the hands down to the floor so you're propped up in your twist. Just a couple of breaths there in that stretch. And then we'll come down onto the elbows. And then we'll reach forwards with the left arm and circle the nice big circles into the armpit, side of the body. And we're keeping the full moon in mind with all of our movements today, so this sort of watery quality and these great big circles of the full moon, which will be upon us tomorrow night. One more circle. And then propping back up, and we'll just take your time if I'm moving at a different pace to you. We'll just sit with the legs wide. So, some rope pulling. Take the left hand down to the floor and reach up with the right hand, as if you're grabbing hold of a great big bell rope, and then as you exhale, a really strong release with the elbow coming into the side of the body. So inhale to reach up, hold the breath in as you reach up. And when you're ready to release. So we do about another 3 of those. Keep the pelvic floor lifted gently. And one more just for luck. Extra hold on the breath. And then we'll go to the other side, the right hand to the floor, the left hand up. Holding the breath in. Just cleansing the lungs from the stale air. And the lungs in Chinese medicine hold grief, which I feel like is quite heavy at the moment. One more, hold the breath extra long. And then we'll do a similar thing, both arms and legs. So reach, open the fingers, nice and wide, hold the breath in. And then as you exhale, knees and elbows come in to a little tortoise shell, and the breath comes out. So inhale to reach, open up the arms, open up the fingers, the toes. One more. And then you could just hug the knees in and bring the forehead down towards the knees and just hug in a little ball there. And if you want to, you could just lift the toes up and just balance without the toes on the floor. Ooh. And then you could land the feet back down. And then let's come onto the knees for a little cat. So just coming to all fours. And just moving in your cat position quite freely. I think let's just go for some off-piste cat movements. And the last couple of breaths. And then we'll just sit back on the heels in child's pose with the arms reached out in front of you. So lengthen the fingers away from you if the arms are sort of soft. Just reach the hands further away from you so that you've got a nice stretch underneath the armpits. And then we're coming back up to kneeling, and we'll kneel up high. And then we're going to do the hair pose, which is on the crown of the head. So we're going to interlace the hands behind the back and roll the shoulders back. And you can stay with any stage of this, or just do the child's pose if you want, if you're not comfortable on top of your head. Either that, or so we're coming down to sit on the bum, come down onto the forehead, and then onto the crown of the head. So the hands reach up nice and high. You're on the middle of the top of the head, so it shouldn't feel that there's any strain in the neck. And if there is strain in the neck, then just come down. And then you can sit back onto the heels, let the arms come apart, and just rest there for a moment. And then you can come back up when you're ready. And we'll come to the other side. So when you're ready, coming up, and then just roll the shoulders a couple of times. And we'll come to interlace the hands the other way round. Open up the chest, take the hands down, inhale to look up, and then exhale to fold into your hair pose again. So it will feel that there's pressure on the top of the head, but don't let it feel painful. Just come down when you need to. And then just sitting back on the heels, resting in child's pose for a moment. And then we'll reach the hands ahead of you again, and then come up to all fours. So that you're back in your all fours posture. So let's start with the left leg. We're going to lift the left knee out to the side and then exhale to bring it back down again. So just lifting the knee straight up to the side and exhale back down. So this time lift it up and hold it there, and draw the left foot round behind you so that you can look over the right shoulder to see the left foot. And inhale to bring the knee towards the left shoulder. So, exhale, take the left foot behind you so you can see it. Inhale to bring the left knee towards the shoulder. Great. One more time. Like a scorpion's tail, it's like a scorpion pose. And then finishing with the knee by the shoulder, we're going to activate the foot and press the foot out towards the side as if you're pushing the wall away from you. And then just hold it there, and if you fancy a little extra challenge, you can just pulse the leg up and down a little bit so the foot is horizontally out towards the side, and then just rest the foot down on the floor. And then we can just rock backwards and forwards in this position a little bit. So you've got the left foot extended out to the side. And as you rock here, you should just feel a nice stretch on the inner thigh. And as you come forwards, you might want to just go for a little press up with the elbows bent underneath you. Just gently strengthening the arms a little bit, which is hard work if you have twigs for arms like I do. So we're going to come up to this position where you're on your right knee and your left leg is out to the side. Right arm is on the hip. No, left arm is on the hip. Right arm sweeps up to draw a nice big full moon circle. So left leg sticking out, right arm circling. Alright, we're going to finish after this circle. Come back down to the floor and switch sides. So you might just want to do a little wiggle in between before we go to the other side. And then we're going to start with the right knee opening out towards the side. So just a couple of times lifting the right knee up to the side and lowering. And this time hold the right knee up and then start to draw the foot behind you so that you can look over the left shoulder to see the foot. Inhale to bring the knee to the right shoulder. Exhale to draw the foot behind you, like a scorpion's tail. Inhale back to the shoulder. One more time. Bring the knee back to the shoulder and then straighten the leg out towards the side. So you've got the sole of the foot pressing outwards and then that gentle pulsing, if you like. Probably don't like it, but if you fancy a challenge. And then let the foot come down to the floor. And then we can just do that rocking backwards and forwards. And as you want to, you can add in those little mini press-ups as you come forwards. Bending the elbows underneath you rather than out to the sides. One more time. And then we'll come upright. So left knee is on the floor and right leg is out to the side. Left arm is going to draw nice big circles. Right hand is on the hip. And just visualize the full moon, the brightness of the full moon. One more circle. And come back to our all fours. A little wiggle and then through a downward dog. Just to awaken our downward dog stretches in the back and in the legs, in the arms. Maybe you can even bend the knees really deep so you can get the head on the floor. You can just be creative. And then we're going to walk the feet forward so that you end up folded forwards. And you can just shake the head yes or no a few times. And then we'll come up to standing. So for our moon salute, we're going to have the mat wide. So either face the wide edge of your mat or turn it so it's facing this way. It doesn't matter really, but we're going to be working that way. So then come towards the left-hand side of your mat and we'll bring the hands to the heart. The feet are about hip width apart. And just coming back into the pelvis so you can tilt your tailbone in a little bit. Lift up through the spine, lift up through the crown of the head. Slightly tuck the chin. And then we're going to inhale and reach the palms up. And exhale to bend to the left-hand side. Like a little half moon. Inhale to the center. And exhale to bend to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale to step the right foot out and open up the arms. And exhale to bend the knees and bend the elbows. Inhale to reach up, straighten the legs and the arms. Exhale to squat down into the goddess. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to squat, and this time we'll hold the position. Bring the elbows about shoulder height. Have the fingers nice and wide, shooting energy out of the fingers, out of the toes, down into the earth, out of the crown of the head. Power. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs out towards the side this time. And then turn the left toes in and the left heel out. Then the right toes out so that you're facing that way. Arms are straight and legs are straight. And then just shift the hips backwards and reach forwards. And tilt downwards so you're in your triangle. Inhale to come up to standing. And then we're going to face the front foot. Bring the back foot forwards a bit. So that both feet are facing forwards and your hips are square. Reach the arms forwards and reach until you can fold downwards over the front leg. Either to the thigh or the shin or the floor. Draw the right hip backwards. Now slightly bend the front knee so you can take the hands to the floor and reach the left foot back so you can bring the knee to the floor. So you're in a long lunge. Right foot is forwards. Long lunge. Lift up the head and the chest and then sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale the hands down to the floor again. So we're looking to the front, and this is a difficult one to explain. So we're going to end up squatting on the side. So I'll just show you. I'm coming to squat onto the right heel with the left toes facing up. So I went from the lunge and then kind of just swiveled around on the back foot so that the left leg is sticking out to the side, and I'm just squatting down on the right heel. So the left leg is nice and straight and getting the stretch. And then we can come over to the other side. So walk the hands over. So you've got your side squat. Toes are facing the ceiling. It's quite a strong stretch there, isn't it? And then we're going to do everything in reverse because we're doing the full moon cycle. So we're going to go into our long lunge facing that way, so facing towards the left. So turn around so that the right knee comes to the floor. The left foot is the front foot. And you're in your long lunge, left foot forwards. And then we sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale to bring the hands down to the floor. And tuck the back toe and lift the back knee and bring the back foot forwards about a foot so you can stand up and you're in an easy standing position. So quite a bit of width between the feet, both feet facing forwards. Reach the arms forwards and then we'll start to fold down over the foot. So the left hip keeps working backwards. The stretches on the back of the left leg. And then lift the head, come back up to standing. And take that right foot out to the side a little bit. So it's horizontal, the left foot is straight. And we're in our triangle, so you can shift the hips back, reach forwards, and down over the left leg. Inhale to come back up to standing. Turn those left toes in, the right toes out a bit so they're both facing outwards. Reaching up with the hands. Breathe in here. And then exhale to squat into the goddess again. Inhale to reach. Exhale to squat. Knees over the toes. One more time. And then finally holding that squat pose. Standing up, straightening the arms and the legs. And then bring the left foot over to the right, hands to the heart. Standing on the right hand side of your mat now, reaching up. Exhale to bend to the right hand side. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left hand side. Inhale to the center. Exhale the hands to the heart. Take the eyes down towards the floor or close the eyes. And then we're just going to open the eyes and come back down to seated. We're going to be in Baddha Konasana. So the feet together, soles of the feet together and holding onto the ankles. And then just lengthening the spine. So let's start by just gently bouncing the knees. And then we'll settle the knees. If you want to, you can stay with this seated position or you can fold forwards. So for me, when I fold forwards, I move the feet forwards a little bit and then bring the elbows forwards. And then you could drop the head down. Stay where you are most comfortable with no judgment for yourself. Just love. Remember your intention for your practice. And can we emanate that through our practice? And then lift up the head. Draw the knees back in. And we'll extend the legs out to the side for Upavista Konasana. So you can lift out the fleshy parts of the bottom so that you're on the hip bones. The feet are nice and active. And we've always got the options here of supporting yourself from behind or in front. Or if you want to go for your yogi toe lock. So find where you want to settle into for your asana, your steady, comfortable seat. It gives your mind the most steadiness. And then just return back to your breathing. And at some point you may feel that there's space that's been created that you may ease into. If you feel that that's what you want to do, go for it for the last couple of breaths. And then we're just going to slowly ease out of it, but keep the legs where they are. And then we're going to turn to the left-hand side, but take the right elbow down towards the inner thigh, so that the right hand is on the floor, wedging you in there. And then the left arm reaches up and overhead towards the right foot. So you're kind of opening up the body with the right elbow, gently holding you there, and the left arm reaches towards the right toes. Then open up the left arm out towards the side. And then come up to seated, and then we'll come to the other side. So the left elbow comes down, the left hand comes to the floor. And then the right arm comes out, up and overhead. And then reaches overhead to the left toes. Can you find a way of easing in that posture? And then straighten the right arm out to the side. And then come back up to seated. And we'll bring the legs back together to Paschimottanasana. So, toes come back, arms come up, exhale to reach forwards, inhale to reach up, exhale to reach forwards. One more time, inhale to reach up, exhale to come forwards and settle there. And let the breath travel through that loop of the body all the way up the spine and down the arms, the feet, the backs of the legs. As if there's a pulse of light travelling with your breath. And then come back up. Draw the right knee in and hug it in, and either leave it here or tuck it over the left leg. So you can hug the left arm around the leg and prop yourself up with the right hand behind. So when you inhale, sit up nice and tall, and as you exhale, turn over the right shoulder. And then just stay there with that deeper breathing. this last breath, then just come back to the center. Uncross the legs, and then we'll switch sides. So left knee hugged in, over the top, and then hugging it with the right arm, left hand props you up. Breathing in here, and then exhale to turn around over the left shoulder this time. Couple more breaths here. And then we'll come back to the center. And we'll finish cross-legged and finish with pranayama exercise. We're going to do a moon breath, Chandra Bhedana it's called. So that Vishnu mudra with the hand, if you can do that one where the first two fingers come down, or you can have the first two fingers on the third eye space and use the thumb and the ring finger to close the nostrils. So just find out which is more comfortable for you. So you need the thumb and the ring finger. The two forefingers are folded down or on the third eye space. And then just have that hand ready and have the left hand rested on the knee. Close the eyes so you can come back into your inward focusing state. Just focusing on the breath for a moment. Spine lovely and long. And then we'll put the hand into position and close the right nostril with the thumb and breathe in through the left. And then close the left nostril and breathe out through the right. Breathe in breathe in left. Breathe out right. Breathe in left, closing the right nostril. Breathe out right, closing the left nostril. Breathe in left, closing the right nostril. Breathe out right. Breathe in left. Breathe out right. In left. Out right. In left. Out right. In left. Out right. In left for the final time. Out right. Just relax the hand on the lap and have the eyes closed. focusing the eyes on the third eye space. And just on what feeling comes up in the body. And then we'll just come to lying for our Shavasana posture. So just get yourself super comfortable on the floor, and we'll be a few minutes relaxing. So just whilst you're lying there, bringing your awareness back into the body. Just coming back to your sangkalpa, your intention for your practice. And you could come to some kind of statements of intention. If you remember them from the beginning, you could repeat those, just feeling them to be true. And this full moon is all about letting go of what we don't want anymore. And so you can have statements that are about letting go, and they're particularly helpful. So maybe I let go of feelings of hopelessness, I let go of inaction, or stagnant. I let go of fear, suffering, whatever you're going through that keeps coming up for you this month. Just feel that you can honour that and let it go, and make a decision to let it go. And then just bringing yourself back into the body, feeling the fingers and the toes, and feeling the tongue and the mouth. And rolling over to one side. And then you can come back up to seated whenever you're ready. And we can throw our arms open wide to prana mudra, in that gesture of gratitude and being open to what is coming into that space where we've let things go. And then draw the hands into the heart. Namaste.